Do you know that a person who is directly related to the law, who has worked on many cases and has seen countless criminals, could plan a heinous crime if they set aside their uniform and take the law into their own hands? When a person becomes excessively obsessed with love and greed, their end is certain. Today, we are going to talk about Varsha Patel. This story begins in Jamshedpur, a city in Jharkhand. Here, there is a place called Telco, where a wire company area is located. It was November 17, 2021, early in the morning. Some children from the wire company area went to play near a pond. The area is sparsely populated, with more trees and shrubs than houses. It's a somewhat desolate place, with a lot of quiet. While playing, the children saw a plastic bag lying near the edge of the pond. It seemed like someone had thrown some big items inside. The children went closer to inspect. When they saw the bag, they were horrified. They immediately told the cleaning staff and some passers-by. They also came and looked at the bag. Everyone was terrified because 2 fingers were sticking out from the bag. It seemed like there was a human body inside. People immediately called the police. Within minutes, a team from Telco police station arrived at the scene. The bag was taken out, and it was quite heavy. The bag was filled with pond water. It was opened, and as soon as it was, a body came out. The police were stunned. The body appeared to be that of a woman, but they couldn't identify her. The body was decomposing and bloated due to the water. The woman was well dressed and wearing jewelry, making it seem like she came from a good family. The body was sent to MGM Hospital in Jamshedpur for postmortem. Such incidents were rare in the area, and with the advent of the internet, news of the body spread quickly. It began appearing in the news, and the SP of the city also started monitoring the case. A team was formed for the investigation, and the search began. The postmortem report showed marks on the woman's head and neck, indicating that she had been struck by something heavy or perhaps hit a wall. Her neck appeared to have been strangled. It seemed that the family didn't worry about it either, because this had happened before. She would return home in 4 to 5 days or a week. Upon hearing this, the police were also surprised. By the way, Varsha was a beautician and was preparing for the upsc exams. After some more conversation, the police told the family, "We have found the woman's body. Please come and identify it." Upon hearing this, there was a stunned silence in the house. What are they saying? How is this possible? Should they go to the hospital? According to the family, Varsha must have gone out to meet her friends as usual. There hadn't been any fight or argument to make her leave angrily. Anyway, after some insistence from the police, Varsha's family went to MGM Hospital. They were shown the body. The woman's face was unrecognizable. Then, the police showed them clothes and some jewelry found with the body. From these items, Varsha's sister was able to identify the body. It was indeed the body of Varsha Patel. After identifying the body, the family started crying. Once the body was identified, it was handed over to the family. Now that the body had been identified, the next step was to find out about the killer. The family revealed that a few years ago, Varsha had married a man named Vishal Mehta. Varsha's in-laws lived in Kadma, Jharkhand. After a while, disagreements began between Vishal and Varsha, leading to fights. Eventually, Varsha returned to her parents' house and started living there. Vishal Mehta wanted to divorce Varsha because he had fallen in love with someone else. Without divorcing Varsha, he married another woman, which was illegal. This raised suspicions in the police about Vishal Mehta. Could he be behind Varsha's murder, deciding to remove his first wife from the picture to avoid legal complications? Varsha's family inquired about Vishal Mehta, using her informant to gather all the details about him, such as what he does. On the day of Varsha's disappearance, they checked where he was, his call details and location, and everything was traced. They interrogated him based on suspicion. From the statement he gave the police, it didn't seem like he was involved in Varsha's disappearance. His location didn't match with the one related to her, so he was let go. The police continued investigating Varsha's whereabouts, including where she used to go, who she lived with, and where she worked. Varsha left home on the evening of November 12th at around 8:30 p.m. without informing anyone. At first, her family thought she would return, but she never did, and her phone was off. The police then analyzed her phone records. They found that Varsha had been in regular contact with 2 people in recent months. One of them was a man named Jimmy. According to some news reports, Jimmy was a private jeep driver at Jamshedpur police station and had also studied at the same college as Varsha. Because of their college friendship, they had been close for a long time. Varsha's family was familiar with Jimmy, and she had a close relationship with him. They often met and talked on the phone. The police then interrogated Jimmy. His phone records and location were checked. According to Jimmy, he hadn't met Varsha on the day she left home, although he did call her in the afternoon to check on her. His statement matched his phone records, and it was found that his location didn't align with Varsha's. There was no reason for Jimmy to have murdered her, as they were close friends and Jimmy was married. In addition to Jimmy, Varsha had been speaking frequently to another man, Dharmendra Kumar Singh, who was a police officer. Dharmendra worked as an assistant sub-inspector at Sakchai police station. The police discovered that Dharmendra had taken leave starting from November 14th and had gone to his village. Varsha had been missing since the night of November 12th. The family then spoke to the police, who learned that some neighbors had seen Varsha leaving with Dharmendra on his bike. The police retrieved Dharmendra's call details and found that his location matched Varsha's up until 10:30 p.m. on November 12th, after which her location disappeared. This led to suspicions that Dharmendra might be involved in the crime. However, it was later revealed that he had applied for leave days before Varsha's disappearance. It was a good friendship, but on the night of November 12th, it wasn't the same with Varsha. He spoke with so much confidence, as if he really didn't know anything. According to the family, Varsha was seen riding a bike with Dharmendra. All the phone details pointed towards Dharmendra, but he denies it, saying Varsha wasn't with him. After that, the police's suspicion immediately falls on Dharmendra. The next morning, a team from the police arrives in a village in Bhojpur district, Bihar, and picks up Dharmendra on suspicion. They bring him to Telko police station in Jamshedpur. The police knew that he was well aware of all the procedures and tactics and would try to mislead them. The investigating team had already gathered all the technical evidence, including call details, location history, and statements from eyewitnesses who had seen Varsha with Dharmendra on the bike. Seeing all this, Dharmendra realized that escaping was now difficult, so he admitted to killing Varsha. But several questions arise about his motive. First, Dharmendra narrates the entire story of the murder. On the evening of November 12th, Dharmendra went to pick up Varsha on his bike. At that time, Varsha wasn't at home. He called her and asked her to come home quickly. Around 8 p.m., Varsha came home. At 8:30, she sat on Dharmendra's bike and they left. They went directly to Dharmendra's official residence, where they had a small argument. Then Dharmendra pushed Varsha forcefully, and she crashed into the wall and fell unconscious. In that unconscious state, Dharmendra strangled her. After making sure she was dead, he packed her in a plastic bag and sealed it with nylon thread. He confessed that he had planned the murder beforehand. He had already bought plastic bags and kept them at home. Since he was in the police force, he knew there would be patrols at night. So he began asking his staff where their duties were. This was normal for him, as he was in a C, and often they would talk about duty shifts. After confirming no one had duty near the wire company, he decided to throw the body into the pond there. He knew the area well. After waiting for the night to get darker, he took his bike, placed the bag in front, and left. He threw the bag gently into the pond to avoid making noise. Then he went back home. The next day, November 13th, he went to work, and on November 14th, he took a leave and went home. But why did he kill Varsha, especially when she was his good friend? Dharmendra also shared his reasons. He said that he was posted at the Jamshedpur police station, where he used to drive a jeep. During that time, Varsha was staying with her parents after a fight with her husband. Varsha and Dharmendra became friends, and slowly, Dharmendra started liking her. She also seemed to like him. Varsha introduced him to her family, and everything seemed fine. However, Dharmendra eventually found out that Varsha was an open-minded girl with many male friends. She would chat, joke, and hang out with them, sometimes staying out late. One day, Dharmendra realized that Varsha was having something with Jimmy, and they had an argument. Dharmendra asked her to either stay with him or leave. Slowly, Dharmendra started distancing himself from Varsha, but she didn't like it. She didn't want to lose him. Reports suggest that Dharmendra was married, with 2 children living in Bihar's Bhojpur. When he started distancing himself from Varsha, she began blackmailing him. She had some objectionable photos and videos of him and threatened to send them to his family if he didn't comply. Dharmendra was becoming more stressed. Instead of reporting it officially, Dharmendra took the law into his own hands. He applied for a leave and, 2 days before the incident, on November 12th, he executed his plan. After packing Varsha's body in a plastic bag, he also packed her personal belongings in 2 similar bags and threw them into the Swarnrika River. He told a watchman that these were some items for religious rituals that were deteriorating. Later, a neighbor saw Dharmendra leaving with the bags. When he returned, the neighbor asked him what he was carrying so late at night. Dharmendra said it was religious items. Varsha's sister later gave a statement to the police, saying that one day Varsha had given Dharmendra some money. When her sister, Ratna, asked her about it, Varsha explained that Dharmendra had taken advantage of their friendship and blackmailed her with the photos. She said that Dharmendra had been threatening her, saying he would send them to her family. Dharmendra always claimed he was unmarried and searching for a good woman. Varsha's sister also mentioned that Dharmendra had hidden many things from the police and misled them. When Varsha didn't return on November 12th, her sister called Dharmendra, but he denied being with her. When the police later asked Dharmendra about the phone, which contained the photos and videos, he said he had deleted everything and thrown the phone in a drain. Varsha's family refused to believe that she would blackmail anyone. During the investigation, police found similar plastic bags used to pack Varsha's body. The SP confirmed that Varsha's phone, the plastic bags, and the bike were all recovered. Dharmendra was charged, and on February 26, 2023, the court convicted him of murder. On February 28th, he was sentenced to life imprisonment, along with a fine of 30,000 INR. He was also given 7 years of rigorous imprisonment under Epic Section 201 for destroying evidence, with a 20,000 INR fine. The sentences will run concurrently. Dharmendra Kumar is currently serving his sentence in jail. His lawyer said they will challenge the decision in the High Court. Now, please share your thoughts on this case in the comments. Thank you.